the city of Sevierville has now canceled the final day of a car show this morning.
Breaking news this morning, the city of Sevierville canceling the Slammedenuff car show.
After police responded to a large gathering associated with the Slammedenuff car show in Pigeon Forge.
After numerous safety concerns and disturbances, multiple different agencies responding to those reports overnight.
A large number of people gathered in the parking lot of Jimmy's Market gas station.
We're now getting an hour one call, so there's people on top of the building at Jimmy's as well.
They're climbing on the pumps in the building.
On the parkway late Saturday night, Police Chief Catlett says that the business decided to close early and asked police to clear the parking lot.
The crowd here is a lot less friendly. The crowd is not happy.
Pepper spray deployed.
After escorting the business owners off the property, Catlett says officers monitored the crowd for about 15 minutes before leaving.
Yo, it's not good. Oh, look, they got Jimmy Market back. We got Jimmy Market back.
What are we doing about Jimmy? They're congregating again. It's getting pretty bad.
Jimmy!
This morning, officials with the city of Sevierville sent out a press release stating the final day of the Slammedenuff car show is canceled. Officials said that the impacts on the community have, quote, reached a level that no longer is acceptable or sustainable, even though the event is privately organized. They also suggested that anyone in town for the car show should leave in a lawful manner. Today was set to be the last day of that show. We're working to gather additional information about this incident.
That means this is never happening again.
It's been a wild weekend.
Whew. It's been a wild day. It's not even a week anymore.
Gee whiz. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk just briefly about Slammedenuff and try to wrap that up too, because today is kind of the day of those folks going back to their home state or hometown, for that matter, I guess. But it was a wild show. You're going to see a lot of clips on there. I don't have to explain anything to you guys. YouTube and TikTok is already completely full of super duper wild things. First and foremost, I guess I want to say the Slammedenuff event was probably one of my favorite shows, and the people that put on the show, the head honchos in charge of this stuff, amazing group of folks there that worked very hard to put on the show, and it's just simply some bad apples in with the group that has caused a lot of this chaos.
Chaos it is. I don't know if the city's going to allow them back.
I don't think so. And now I will say, I think a lot of this could have been avoided if they had a spot that they could have congregated to enjoy socializing with their group and showing off their cars, and just had a safe place in general to do that. Now, you're going to say, well, they did have, it's in Sevierville. Well, that's true, but the main show, if you guys have been to any event like that, the main show is super cool, but the after show is just as cool. And the after show is what has gotten the whole event in trouble. You know, you've got cool cars, you want to show them off. They're loud, they make loud noises, you want to show them off. It goes for every car show, guys. It goes for Rod Run. Those guys are doing burnouts and revving, and the Jeeps have huge stereo systems, and I've heard a lot of loud stereo systems and exhaust on that. I could count any, just the Ponies and the Smokies, the F100 show, the
Corvette show, the truck show.
There's countless that everybody, all vehicles are pretty much the same. You can modify them. You want to modify them in the fact that you want them louder, you want them shinier, you want them faster. It's an upgrade. So you come to show off this stuff. So I'm a little unclear on how this show got so out of hand on where they didn't or couldn't find a place to get to enjoy the after show. So I think a lot of this could have been avoided if the after show had a spot. It was supposed to be Jimmy's Market. Jimmy's Market is not big enough. They have outgrown the ability to have an after show at Jimmy's Market. We have a lot of other places that have been okay with it. I saw that Cookout was completely overrun. I don't know what that looks like, but they were there. There was a few other, but point blank, the show has outgrown the after show. So if that could have been addressed, I think we could have avoided all of this stuff that you guys have been seeing on social media, and they probably would have been welcome back next year. But there's a few bad apples in any group, guys. You can't expect to have a group of that size and not have a little bit of craziness.
You know, I heard a lot of people complain, oh, these loud cars. You know, our home is 3 miles outside of Pigeon Forge, and during Rod Run, we can hear the Rod Run from our house. Like, in the house, windows closed, we can hear Rod Run. We can hear the parkway. This show, I could not hear it from the house. Yes, I heard cars going up the road late at night, but it wasn't the noise from the show that we could hear from our house.
I heard some pops and bangs and things like that. You know, it is, like I said, it's they're in town and they're enjoying, and I just don't understand
The animosity?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy on.
Because a car show is a car show is a car show.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
it's going to be loud. There's going to be a lot of cars. There's going to be people where they're not supposed to be.
There's going to be the guy with a sign at the Pigeon Forge city limits that says, do a burnout. If you've watched my channel,
you've seen him.
You've seen him with me. He tried to get me to do multiple burnout. Every show, there's somebody out there. The tow truck should do a burnout. The car, the truck, the motorcycle. It's in the loud horns and the speakers, the bull horns, I guess. It's with every show. I've seen them with every single show.
Yes.
If you've got a Jeep and you've got a duck cannon, don't shoot the duck cannon at the road and the kids chase the ducks in the middle of the road with the cars.
Yes.
See, I mean, the Jeep show is just as dangerous as any of the other ones that we have spoken about. And
but it's not every person who attends those. It's the handful of people that think rules don't apply to them while they're on vacation or at the show or whatever.
But I've got some pretty good footage of that. I mean, you guys seen me. I did a PD call, and on my way back from that, I was coming down the spur, and you guys will see that footage. I'm sure if it makes the channel. You know, there was several cars doing well over the speed limit and passing, and you know, I've had all kinds of safety. Just the other day, yesterday, I had a lifted truck that got in front of me and was swerving all over the place. The people in front of him were videoing him, and I don't know if it was for video purposes or whether they just thought that he was acting crazy too, so they were videoing him. But he was all over the road, wouldn't let us go around. They went down to like just a few miles an hour to a couple of occasions, and sorry, my battery went dead. But yeah,
you talk so much you ran out the battery.
While we're hashing this all out,
let's talk about the guy standing there on the spur just inside Pigeon Forge city limits with the sign that says do a burnout during the Rod Run. That guy was there with a bullhorn. He was there all day long, encouraging people to do burnouts, and they were doing burnouts. We were through there 4 or 5 times,
yes.
And there were people doing burnouts every single time. And he was there for hours, and there are black marks all over the spur right inside Pigeon Forge city limits. And I'll call them out. Pigeon Forge didn't care. They did not send an officer over there to take care of that, and that guy was there all day long. There's no way that they didn't know about that, and they let that pass. They let that slide.
Yeah. So I don't. We're just confused on how, you know, the pick and choose.
We're going to enforce rules on this group, but not on this group. If you're going to enforce rules, do it on all of them.
Yeah, because they're all equally crazy. Now, I guess I'll go as far as saying, you know, I've never seen any of the other events to the magnitude of Jimmy's Market. That was wild.
That was uncalled for. That was
wild.
They took that too far. But
I think that was a retaliation.
It absolutely was.
Of what are you guys doing? I think it built up because these guys were here for, I mean, the show was just a few days, but we had people here for a week and a half.
Yes.
It was constantly throughout that week and a half that I saw personally private parking lots completely barricaded.
By the police.
Police officers sitting at every entrance to businesses, blocking off. Coven actually went to town, and there was some of his friends that were sitting in a parking lot that he wanted to just slide in there to on the state right away and see, you know, kind of get with them and see what was going on. The officer came out with threat of arrest and told him that he needed to back up. And I just don't understand some of this stuff. You know, it's the same as Jimmy's. Like I said, my tattoo guy is in there, and I'd asked him if he needed any help and kind of trying to get some insight from him, and you know, he had responded back with, you know, they shut our business down, the city shut our business down, but we did get a hold of the mayor and we got things opened back up, and I just don't know.
So we need to backtrack a bit and just fill everybody in on what. So the city came in and the Cracker Barrel parking lot, after Cracker Barrel closed, the city blocked that parking lot off. They had police cars sitting there. I think we drove by. I think we recorded that.
I think we've got. Yeah.
And then also before that, earlier that day, they had completely shut down Jimmy's Market, China Bazaar, the tattoo shop, and I think Moon Pie General Store.
Yes.
All of that stuff.
Yes.
They
businesses.
closed those businesses. The police closed those businesses and blocked that parking lot off and wouldn't allow anyone in that parking lot. Now, I don't know. I'm not a lawmaker and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what the laws are on that, but I find that very interesting that they took it upon themselves to close a private business just to keep specific cars out of their parking lot.
Yeah.
They have put multiple statements out and said that it was a safety issue. Be that as it may, why do you pick these places to close?
Yeah.
Why do you pick this parking lot to protect? How is it okay for them to block the state-owned parking spots perpendicular to the parkway?
Comment down below. We would love to know.
How is that? So I think the city of Pigeon Forge has stepped into a gray area in a lot of these things, and I think it might be some issues for them on that.
Yeah.
Also, while we're talking about blocking off parking lots, there is a humongous parking lot up off of Teaster Lane and Jake Thomas up off of by the LeConte Center, and it is overflow parking for the LeConte Center. It is a city-owned free parking lot.
Rod Run happens there every year.
Yes.
Vendors are set up there.
Yes, and I think our picture that is in our intro was taken in that parking lot. For some reason,
Will not allow them to set up there.
Pigeon Forge closes that parking. They will block that parking lot off and not allow just this group of people to not use that parking lot.
We've been up there for every other one.
There was just trolley buses blocking the entire thing. You could not get into the brick lot. It was completely shut down. Now, the really kind of weird part about this to me is that brick lot is a municipal free parking lot. You go to Pigeon Forge website, literally like pigeonforge.com. This is pulled straight from that section about municipal parking. Quote, whether you're coming at a busy time, like during a rod run, which is also another car event that happened, a week or two before this event in the same exact area. So they literally linked and listed in the description on Pigeon Forge's website. Whether you're coming at a busy time like during a rod run or you just want to walk the parkway on a warm summer day, it's a good idea to plan ahead. There are places with free parking like in Pigeon Forge, so you never have to worry about spending too much time or money looking for a spot. Like I said, that was pulled directly from Pigeon Forge's website with that lot attached, directly calling out like, hey, if you're here for a car event, go park there. So the fact that we roll up for our car event and it's completely shut down and blocked off, is kind of weird.
And that's like strike 2, right? Now it's like you took away the pre-meet.
Yep.
Now you take away the huge parking lot that people go to.
Yep.
You're pigeonholing and Pigeon Forge people where they want to go. Where are they going to go, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of, like, Rod Run rents the LeConte Center, and that area is included with the LeConte Center. A lot of the other places rent the LeConte Center, and that area is included. But
we're talking about the after show.
We're talking about the after show. But the night of our anniversary, when we were at the tattoo shop, and that truck show was there at Jimmy's Market, the police said, no, it's a private parking lot. We're just here to keep the peace.
If I know who owns the property and who has the responsibility of towing that piece of property, but I don't want to get involved in something where, you know, the tattoo shop owns this, but the Jimmy's Market owns everything, and I don't know if it's a lease. Yeah, it's like I can't verify that tonight, so.
Whatever y'all work out. Like I said, that's on private. It's nothing to do with us.
The tattoo shop has 4 spots and they just want their spots open. That's all it is.
Yeah, we're just here to hear things. I understand that if I come on private property, I have no legal say. These are about allotted space. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So that's where I asked that question. That gives me more to leg to stand on to do things to help you if I can see that. You can have a picture of your phone. I don't care. But understand our legal reasons. I'm trying to do things the right way. I'm trying to be fair to you. I have to be fair to them. It's not fair to me looking and say you have to leave when this guy over at Jimmy's gave permission. So part of your problem here, I'm going to say this out loud, is the guy over this market who's given permission to all this. He's right. The owner of it. We talked to him on the phone. Okay. He said, I don't care. When he says I don't care, I have no verifiable proof. I can't do anything. It's not that I don't want to help you as a business owner or as a citizen, but I don't have a legal standing. But I'm legally bound by certain things. As much as I feel for you and where you're at with it, I also understand I can't operate outside the box just to make you happy when I have no legal standing.
Got video.
Got video of it. They did not run anybody off, okay? Even though they were blocking the business that didn't want them in their parking spots, okay? The police said, no, we can't run them off. It's a private parking lot. We're just here to keep the peace. Okay, so that night when those truck guys left, they went to the city-owned parking lot, and I think we've got video of that too.
Footage of that too.
City-owned parking lot. We thought we would just come up here and check it out, because usually when people get ran off from the parking lots, this is a very, very big, open, most of the time empty parking lot that people try to migrate to. We noticed that it's kind of interesting that the Pigeon Forge Police Department is not actually kicking any of these people out, but during the Slammedenuff events, when this parking lot is absolutely packed, they actually come in and they're super strict about all of their parking.
They ran you off. You've been up here personally.
I've been up here personally and been ran off several times by the Pigeon Forge Police Department. So it's just kind of interesting to us that that they're not running off some of these people here now. But
so we just left Jimmy's Market and we had a huge issue, so everybody migrated up here. And, but yeah, it's just how? Why is it that you pick and choose who can occupy this parking lot during an event?
Who gets run off?
Yeah, how is that? Now we have like Rod Run event. There's some vendors and things like that that's set up. And my understanding is, okay, you've rented the LeConte Center and you get parking that goes along with that, and vendors, they might have permits and business permit, things like that. But for the Slammedenuff event,
but none of these people up here have any of those. They're not renting out the LeConte Center or anything like that.
So in town for the evening.
There is a police officer over there, and it looks like he's just
not doing anything.
Not running anybody off. Keeping the peace. Still over here, the LeConte Center extended parking. Been up here for, I'd say probably 30 or so minutes. There's been, several officers, patrol cars come up here, do a couple laps and stuff like that, but still not kicking them out. So find that very interesting.
Went up to the city-owned parking lot, and the police just went up there and sat and watched and let them stay there. So yeah, I don't know what the double standard there is on that. I've heard there were permit issues and stuff like that, but as far as I know, you don't have to have a permit to park in a state-owned spot or in a city-owned parking lot, or to drive up and down the road, you know, other than obviously your driver's license, all that stuff, you know, but you don't have to have special permission to drive up and down the road. So I don't know
how this happens.
I don't know what all the legalities on that are. So, but
is it just sheer volume? Because,
but if it is, then Rod Run outnumbers it every year.
Yeah, the Jeep show outnumbered it. But it was a big show, I get it. Now, we did get a lot of calls for service, guys. We just feel like, you know, Pigeon Forge just told us, we don't need you. I've been down several times and applied for rotation, and
we've talked to the chief on the phone.
We've talked to everybody, and they say that they don't need us. They won't allow us to be on rotation. So we didn't take any calls for service to tow any of those cars, the lowered cars away. It's not only the fact that you say you don't need us, it's also the fact that that they're lowered, and I don't want to tear anything up, and I don't. It's a complicated car to tow to begin with, but you know, I think we were just talking about this too. I think that that's a lot of it. A lot of the tow companies realized that it was going to be a difficult tow, and they just didn't want to fool it. So none of the tow companies were responding to calls.
As far as I know, I don't know. Yeah.
For service for the illegal park stuff. So it complicated everything. Like everything was just this huge wrench in the gear.
And okay, so I want to chime in here. We had multiple businesses calling us, please come and get these cars out of our parking lot. And you know what I said? I said, call the Pigeon Forge police.
Because they're barricading
parking lots off. And they said, I did call the police, and they said, it's private property, you need to call a tow truck.
You need to call a tow truck.
So once again, they're blocking off certain parking lots, but not others. They're closing down certain businesses, but not even helping other people. Yeah. So it was just a gigantic crap show.
Yeah.
It was a gigantic crap show, and we felt it was best for us to just not bow out, not even be involved, just keep me out of it. And it's like, we have a lot of drama and stuff on our channel, but that was way more. That's legal issues there.
Go visit Everything Auto's Garage channel. Coven's got footage of being at the show. We were invited, we got backstage passes. I was too busy, I couldn't attend. Coven's got some amazing footage of the show. And like I said, for all my people out there, I know you're out there, comment down below, let us know your thoughts and feelings on the situation. I'm completely open. I love seeing all of the cars and trucks, and there's not anything out there that I don't enjoy, you know, seeing. And they brought, you know, and we're thankful. We got to be thankful. Yes. Each group brings us a job. They're providing us with customers, and all of those guys, they rode all of the rides, they did the attractions, they ate the food, they rented the Airbnbs and the hotels. Downtown Gatlinburg was completely covered up. Pigeon Forge.
Gas stations, the parts stores were super busy, the tire shops were super busy.
Everybody was
Everybody
involved.
Made money off of this show.
So, and it's the same.
Including the cities.
It's the same with every show. So, thank you guys to all of my car, truck, van, SUV, show. I don't care what you're bringing. If you're bringing that to our area, we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And we're here to help, and we thank you for choosing us to allow us to help
host these things.
It's just a great thing.
It really is. And you know, like the sponsors, the people who put this show on, that was so kind of them to reach out to you and offer you those passes, you know. And it was unfortunate that you and I didn't get a chance to go, but we were working.
Like I said, I think the show has just gotten so big, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize that the interest was that big for this type of auto show. It's a really cool thing. I know, you know, like the Nopi Nationals, and there was a lot of things that happened down in, you know, Atlanta Motor Speedway, and Chattanooga had a bunch of stuff. It was just really cool to be able to see some of that stuff in our area. It's just really cool because I can work and do everything that I need to do, and I can still feel like I'm a part of, I can see all this stuff. I can see you guys driving around and shining on them, and I can still be available to help.
Enjoy the show while you're working. Yeah, it's like, it's wonderful to be able to do that.
But we're downtown Gatlinburg, guys. We're just coming through. We wanted to share that, try to wrap up the Slammedenuff event on our channel, but like I said, the Everything Autos Garage channel is going to have way more. I just kind of got some of the crashes and the emergency calls. We weren't answering calls for service for illegal parks for this show. I know. It would have been crazy, and a lot of people love it, but it was just something that we weren't willing to do. Now I will tell you, I promise I was just as aggravated at moments with the after show guys. We had a lot of bad apples, and we had them at our lot as well. The Crash Corvette guys really pushed my patience with climbing and dancing around on the truck, and we had, you know, the entitled fella that decided to park his truck and trailer and block off the whole family from their Airbnb, and I could just go on and on with the bad apples that were involved with the show. But you can't group them all up into one, because it's a really amazing show, and I feel like we'll really miss out on having them back, and at least that portion of.
Right. I do want to ask YouTube to please. I know we were talking about Pigeon Forge Police and what they did and didn't do and should and shouldn't have done, but just don't call them and harass them about any of this stuff. They've got enough stuff going on.
They're great officers.
The officers are great. I'm not sure who was making the decisions on certain things. I think maybe that was more the city than it was the police even, you know, so.
They're all there to keep everybody safe.
Yes.
And they did an amazing job.
And you know, we had a Pigeon Forge police officer come out with us on that winch out that we did. Yes. And he was fantastic. Did a great job, you know.
We just, you know, we're just going to keep pushing, guys. You know, someday, you know, Pigeon Forge might need our help. Someday the county might need our help. But for right now, you know, we'll just keep pushing for that. And you know, like I said, I'm not a part of, that's not me. I'm not involved in any city planning or policing or anything like that. Or the politics of the city. The only thing that I can do is show you what we see and give you our opinion, our
point of view.
So it's just, the whole thing's been a little confusing to us,
and I think to everybody, actually.
So, you know, if the channel can bring any clarity to any of that, you know, we would love to keep posting our thoughts on it and bring you guys any of those videos and footage. And like I said, comment down below. There's a lot of information out there, I know, that will help with clearing this stuff up.
And there's probably a lot of information that we just don't have. We don't have the information on why those decisions were made.
We were very, very hands-off, selective, and tried to just stay home and answer emergency stuff and try to just bow out on that show, and mainly because I just wanted to relax and enjoy it myself. So, but anyway, enough rambling on about that stuff. We appreciate you guys. We love our YouTube family. Yes. You guys are amazing, stopping by and saying hey.
Got to meet so many people here lately.
So many stuff.
It's been wonderful.
Got to see a lot of cool cars, and we're just lucky people. So
we really are.
Coming into town, a lot of holidays in front of us here that we're going to get through, and it's going to be a really cool thing. So if you guys are coming into town, be safe, enjoy yourself. Gatlinburg's amazing, Pigeon Forge is amazing.
Don't run over pedestrians.
Do not run over pedestrians.
Pedestrians. Yeah. You got to stop for the people in the crosswalks.
But be safe out there, guys. Come see us and have some fun. I'm sure Turkey Day's coming soon. Getting excited about that because I love food.